Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Here I talk about everything to do with my mental illnesses and how they affect me in my day-to-day life. First of all, I want to give you all a big trigger warning right here. This is your trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about mental illnesses, obviously, because that's my channel. It's not always positive. Today it's not going to be that positive because I'm not feeling very positive, if I'm being honest. So it may trigger something within you and your struggles. So watch it with a friend, or don't watch it at all if you don't want to. Yeah, your trigger warning's here. So I know I'm a little late to the table, but I want to talk about the pandemic that is currently happening. The reason why I'm late is because this is my third attempt at this video now. The first one I did obviously about what's happening, but I included some of the rules that we had to follow here in the UK. And then the day, I think it was the day after, old Boris got up and changed the rules, so I couldn't really post my video anymore because I'd be then giving out incorrect advice. So it'd have been irresponsible of me to post that video. So yeah, the first one didn't post. The second one was kind of erratic and all over the place, just due to my mental state at the time. So I didn't want to post that just because I wasn't happy with it. Yeah, so didn't post that one. So this is my third goal, and hopefully it comes across a little better. Yeah, not sure if I will upload this one, just because I'm feeling pretty negative at the minute, a bit down. So unsure whether to upload this one, but I guess if you're seeing this, that means that I decided to upload it anyway. Hopefully it's okay and you don't hate it. Okay, so first of all, please stay at home. I know plenty of people personally, not just what I see on Facebook or in the news or whatever, but there are still too many people running around doing stuff that doesn't need to be done. You are not Superman or Superwoman. Neither are the people you're going to see. Neither are the loved ones of yourself and the people you're seeing. So just because you think you're not going to get ill, just because you think you're not ill, doesn't mean you're not carrying the virus, doesn't mean that you're not spreading the virus. So yeah, if you're not going to stay at home for yourself, at least do it for the people that you love and care about and give a shit about. So the first couple of weeks in lockdown were very strange for me. What I say now, I do not mean any kind of disrespect to anyone out there that is feeling some kind of way or has been affected by this, whether they've been ill, whether they know someone who's been ill, whether you've lost someone. For that, I am truly sorry, genuinely truly sorry. But please don't take offence to anything I say right now. I am just telling you my truth because, I mean, this is my channel, and I promised to always tell my truth and how that affects me, whether it's an unpopular opinion or not. But the whole point in this channel is to reach out to people with mental illnesses or people who know others with mental illnesses, just to try and make a little more understanding. If you know what's going off in my head, then maybe it will help you to help somebody else or yourself. I'm not sure how many of you felt the same as me, if any, or maybe you felt similar or thought similar to me. But the first couple of weeks, I, for the first time, didn't feel like the odd one out. I did have a fair few breakdowns, which I ended up calling like my mum or my sister, our best friends. I was in tears, and that was because I was scared, obviously. I was scared for my physical health, not just as a average person, but I do have a few underlying health issues which would make me at a higher risk of catching or potentially dying, who knows. So I was fearful of that, as I'm sure most of you out there are. I was also fearful and scared about my own mental health, how this whole lockdown situation would affect my mental health, because one of the worst things to do when you have mental illnesses is to isolate yourself, and obviously that's what we are being told to do right now. So it's not good for me. I was also scared for people that I love and care about, whether it's family or friends. I have both family and friends who have physical underlying illnesses that could make them more in danger of COVID-19. Obviously I can't go help them if they did become ill. I was worried that certain people may not get everything they need at the minute, but as someone who has physical illnesses as well, I couldn't go and help them with shopping or whatever. I don't drive as well, so that'd make it even harder. So yeah, I was worried about people that I care for. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, as well as I don't want anything bad to happen to me. So I don't know if you all know, but I do live alone. So this whole isolation, lockdown situation in the UK, I don't just have to deal with feeling alone. I am physically alone. Obviously, normally when I start to feel alone, I can go see my mum, my sister, my friends, or they can come round to mine. Doesn't have to be anything major, just for a brew. If they came round for a coffee or a tea, or watched a film with me, or I went to theirs, that usually helps so much. And obviously we can't do that right now. So I am physically alone. I don't just feel alone, I am physically alone. So that's kind of reinforcing all my anxieties and loneliness, really, which doesn't help. But the reason why I said it was strange the first few weeks is because for the first time in my adult life, I realised that I genuinely am not the odd one out here. So the reason why I'm not the odd one out here now is because there are thousands of people who will be staying inside now, just like I do. And when they do go outside, whether it's for shopping or errands that have to be done, a lot of people are feeling so anxious about the situation and worried, scared, paranoid about it even. And all they want to do is go out, get the stuff done that they need to get done, and come home where they know it's safe. So for me, that's pretty much every day for me. Before any of this, before any of the pandemic, before the whole situation happened, that's pretty much my state of mind all the time. I constantly feel in fear of whatever. I have major anxiety issues at the minute, so it made me feel like I was kind of just like everybody else right now. Therefore I fit in now, which was a strange feeling. It genuinely hurts my heart to think that there are now thousands thousands of people feeling how I feel. Like, I don't want people to feel like that. It hurts me to think people feel like that. The fewer the people that feel like that, the better. Whether I know you or whether you're a stranger, I don't want you to feel the way I do. I genuinely don't. Not even my worst enemy. But it did make me feel like I wasn't the odd one out. I wasn't the weirdo. That I was just like everybody else. So yeah, the first couple of weeks didn't change the way I live my life too much. Obviously, less contact with the people I'm comfortable around and love, but other than that, didn't really change much. So I was okay. Yeah, I was okay. But now, 5 weeks in, coming into 6 weeks for me, things have changed. I haven't seen my best friends in that time. I have seen my mum and my sister, but not, my best friends I have called, FaceTimed, things like that, which was okay to start with, but it's not really good enough now. I have seen my mum and my sister, but only kind of through my living room window, because obviously I can't let them in. As much as I want to, I just want a hug. I want a hug off my mum. I want a hug off my sister, but I can't. Yeah, so they've come and checked on me a couple of times, because they're pretty much my carers, let's be honest about it. As independent as I am, I don't need looking after, but they do check on me a lot, especially like now with the whole situation. And then when my mental health is bad, then obviously they check on me more, and they may go do things for me and sort things out for me, because I'm not physically or mentally capable of doing it at the time. So they're pretty much my carers. But yeah, it's not enough anymore to only see them through the window. I know it's not anybody's fault. I'm not blaming them. I'm not blaming myself. I'm not blaming the government or anyone. It's just the situation that we are all in. It's just, it's hard for everyone, let's be honest. It really is. But when you live alone and you have mental illnesses, just saying, a lot of us may be finding it harder than the average person, which is how I feel right now. I'm trying my best to stay in control of my mental illnesses. Some of the things I'm doing, like I'm forcing myself to get out of bed, which doesn't sound much, but trust me, if you've ever had mental illnesses or have mental illnesses, okay, I'm not in my darkest days, but when you are suffering, it is so hard just to get out of bed. So yeah, I'm doing that every day so far. Okay, I might not be getting up early in the morning, but I'm still getting up like early afternoon, let's say, but I'm not usually sleeping till, the earliest I'm getting to sleep is like 4 a.m. Yeah, and other than that, obviously I'm making myself get washed, get dressed. When I say dress, I don't necessarily mean like proper day clothes, but like at the minute I have some loungewear on, so I make sure if I have jammers on and stuff, I get out of my jammers and into my loungewear, so it still feels like I've got up out of bed, I've been in the shower, I've had a wash, I've brushed my teeth, and I've put my loungewear on, so I feel like I've kind of done the minimum. And then also I have 3 cats, so every day I have to feed and water my cats and play with them and show them affection, so I've been doing that. I've done so much housework to try and keep busy. Most of that was at the beginning of it, when I was completely bleaching everything down, disinfecting everything, and now I'm just kind of trying my best to keep on top of it all. I've watched a ridiculous amount on Netflix because, well, I do like watching movies and crime documentaries, things like that. It's a good distraction, but there's only so much you can watch before you just can't watch anymore. What else have I been doing? I am actually currently trying to craft something for a best friend of mine. I'm not going to say what it is, just in case he watches this, because it's a surprise. Trying to think. Yeah, anyway, I've been doing bits and bobs of different things and just generally trying to keep myself distracted and busy and entertained. But again, when you live alone and you've not really got anybody to speak to, there's only so many things you can kind of do. And again, there are days where I don't have energy to do anything other than sit and watch a film, and that's all I do. Other than that, obviously, I'm still in touch with my therapist. He calls me once a week, just kind of not for a therapy session, but just to check in on me, see how I'm doing, and we talk about how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. We kind of figure out why I'm feeling like this. Is the fear or the thought real, or is it more to do with my mental illnesses? And then, not saying that either one is good or bad, but then we figure out ways that could help me to deal with that thought, that feeling, whether it's practical, like physically doing something to improve that, or whether it's something I can try and remind myself of and think, which a lot of the things that he said has helped in the moment, but it doesn't kind of stop the thoughts and feelings still coming. But I don't think there is anything that could be done or said to stop that, even with somebody who doesn't have any mental illnesses. Like, it's a very stressful, scary, sad time right now, so I have to keep reminding myself of that. And although it's not okay, it is okay to feel and think like that. So all of the things I've been doing are getting harder and harder to do. It's harder to start doing the things, whether it's housework, whether it's playing with my pets, whether it's crafty stuff. It's all harder to do, and I'm kind of spending less and less time on those things just because I'm not really feeling it anymore, which is worrying, because these are all signs that, for me personally, I'm not saying it's the same for everyone, but for me personally, these are all signs that shows my depression is kind of rearing its ugly head. And depression is probably the most dangerous one for me personally. I've been bursting into tears at random points, seemingly over nothing. I mean, it's obvious where it is, but at the time it's like there's nothing that's actually triggered it, if you get me. It's not I've seen something sad or heard something sad. I've just felt very, very sad. And then off the back of that, when I've been in those moments, I've had plenty of times where I've been questioning my own self-value and self-worth, which is never good. I know what I should be thinking, and I know what I'd be saying to a friend, but when I'm questioning and thinking and feeling those things, it doesn't really help. I have spoken to my therapist about it all, and again, it just kind of validates everything, and gives me good advice and good tips and reminds me of things, which does help. Like, for usually a couple of days after I've spoken to my therapist, I do feel a bit better, but then it's kind of like, then I'm on the countdown to when I'm going to speak to him again, because it kind of goes back down again then, my mood, so I'm just then waiting for the phone call from a therapist again. So I guess the whole point of this video is to check in, really. If any of you guys feel the same as me, or feel similar, or even something completely different, but you want to reach out to me, then feel free to comment below. Or I'm on Twitter and I am on Instagram with the same name as on here, so feel free to slide into my DMs. I'm not a professional, I'm not qualified or anything, but I feel you, I see you, I am on the same level as you, so I could listen potentially in ways that others can't. I know how hard it is right now, and I don't really have anything I can do to help people in this current situation that we're all finding ourselves in. So if anything, I can listen. That is something I can do. I can listen and I will listen. Please, please, please don't hesitate. Message me. So I guess that's it for now. Please, everybody, stay safe by staying in, and do your best to stay mentally well. If you aren't doing great, then reach out. You don't have to reach out to me. It can be a best friend, your mum, your dad, your therapist, a colleague, whoever. Please just don't suffer in silence. They might not be able to cure you, but they could potentially help you, especially if you're in a place of crisis. Don't keep it to yourself. Please don't keep it to yourself. With that, we will leave it there for now. I hope you are all doing as well as you can be. Here's to a better, kinder time very, very soon. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.